Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, coming at you from Hoosac Valley Regional High School in Cheshire, Mass. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's about an hour drive northwest of South Deerfield, and just a couple miles south of North Adams, I think. Don't feel bad if you don't know. I didn't know where it was until I was told I was going to be coming out here today. A little bit of an odd time game today. We're starting at around 1:30 today on a Saturday. I have to assume that has something to do with the shortage of referees, which is why we had the odd Thursday game last week.
Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to Hoosac Valley High School. This afternoon, your Hurricane football team plays host to the Frontier High School Redhawks. The MIAA, PVIAC, and Hoosac Valley promote good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and all spectators. We ask your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Consumption of alcohol is also prohibited. On behalf of all of us at Hoosac Valley High School, we thank you for attending today's game. At this time, fans, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Hoosac Valley Marching Band.
All right, and now we're just about to get underway. Frontier got a tough game ahead of them, playing against a formidable Hoosac Valley football team. They've played 5 games so far this season, and they haven't lost one of them. And beyond that, they've won them by considerable margins as well. I don't remember any of the scores off the top of my head, but they were quite impressive and quite intimidating. The Redhawks themselves are 2-3 on the season. They've had a couple tough games, including their season starter, which was against Lunenburg. I was there when it was supposed to happen, but it got rained out. And so they also had a really tough loss against East Hampton last week. I think it was last week. And so we'll see how they can rebound from that and try and get a even win-loss record. So here's the kickoff. Caden James for the Hawks sends it with his line drive down the field. And, well, what I think is kind of the game plan for Coach Dredge on those kickoffs kind of worked this time. I've talked a lot about it where it's just most of the time I feel like it's not really the smartest thing to do, have that line drive of a kick and maybe find someone else who could get the ball up in the air a little more, give it some more distance. But every once in a while, you get a situation like what just happened on the field where they can't really come up with and make any progress. So the Hurricanes are going to start the ball on their own side of the field. It's a handoff to Mucci, and he's going to get the first down. Or at least close to it, it looked like. Yeah, they're moving the chains, so there you go. Starting quarterback for the Hurricanes is Kamarian Kastner. Here they come out of the snap. They're on the 40-yard line right now on their side of the field. Here's the snap to Kastner. It's high. Oh, but there's a flag down on Frontier's side of the field. Let's see what they say. False start, it looks like. Oh, false start on Hoosac. Flag came from the other side of the field, so it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Hurricanes. And Kastner, by the look of the roster, this is either very impressive or a little bit troubling for the future of Hoosac football. Kastner is only a sophomore. Here's the snap to him. He hands it off. Going up the near side. He gets a couple blocks. And he's finally pushed out of bounds by Ian Burt. That was number 27, Caden Tatro. Or Tatro, I'll say Tatro. So Tatro with a big run, giving them way more than they need for the first down there. So now that'll put them on about that's the Redhawks 32 that they're on right now. Couple receivers out on either side for Kastner. Motion in the backfield. He takes the snap, hands it off to Mucci. And he'll get brought down in the pile after a couple yards, 4 or 5, I'd say. That was a little fast. And also, just apologies in advance for any not greatest camera work. That wasn't good English, but whatever. I'm all by myself today out in Hoosac, filming the game and doing the commentary. So let's hope all goes well with that. But anyway, back to the game. We got 2 receivers on the far side. Here's the snap. Handed off to Tatro again. He gets some blocks, goes to the far side. Couldn't see who got the tackle there, but he gets the first down. Well, there hasn't been, at least so far on this opening drive, we haven't seen a lot of opposition put up by the Redhawks defense. And that's been a problem for the Redhawks for most of their season. And it's hurt them a lot, especially in last week's game, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago against East Hampton. Here's the handoff. Tatro again takes it near side, looking for blocks. He's not going to get him. Try and push forward anyway, and Michkowski with the tackle. He'll get a couple, though. I don't have a great angle at the scoreboard, so I can't really see what they're saying the yards to go is, but I do know it's second down. I'd say 5 or 6 to go. Looking at the chains on the side of the field. Kastner with some receivers out. And Mucci to his left. There's the snap. It's high. Bobbled, and Tatro comes up with it. It's going to be a big loss. And he's brought down 15-yard loss for the Hurricanes. Not anyone's fault but the center there with the high snap. Just nothing you could really do. Nice job by the Redhawks defensive line getting on top of that, though. Kastner comes off from the sideline, getting the play from his coach. Just Mike Bostwick. It's his 4th year coaching at Hoosac Valley, and evidently doing a good job since this team is undefeated. Kastner calls a snap. Handoff to Mucci. It was a fake. Fooled me. Jeez. So Tatro gets it, and that's definitely not enough for a first down. And it's 4th down, about 12 or 13, I'd say. This is an interesting situation for the Hurricanes on their opening drive. You're on your opponent's 22, if I'm looking at the lines right. It's 4th and 12. Chances are low you're going to get the first down. Do you go for a field goal? Evidently not, because they have 3 receivers out to the far side of the field, and Kastner calls the snap. He moves to the right, looking for a throw, and there it is. Flag on the play. It looked like he got the first, too, so unless this is against Hoosac, it's going to be a conversion for them. Let's see what the refs say. I'm not sure. Are they redoing the down, or? All right, well, it looks like that's what they're... Oh, no. Well, let's go defense! You know, folks, I'll tell you something. I have no idea what's going on this play here. I didn't see any kind of motion from the refs indicating what the penalty was. There's a penalty on Hoosac, evidently. I didn't catch what he said, unfortunately, but so it's the Redhawks' ball. They're starting on their own 22. Receivers on either side for Dredge. Handoff to Burt. Burt takes it to the far side. He's looking for some blocks. He won't get them, but does he get the first? It looks like he did, or at least got close. No, he did not get the first. They're going to mark him about 2 yards short. I'm seeing a couple Redhawk fans coming all the way out here, such as Ian Spearance. Pretty sure I saw him in the crowd. Used to play for the Redhawks. Not sure what college he's going to now, but I've seen him at a couple games. Here's the snap to Dredge. And the handoff brought down. That was James on the carry. Jacob Borowski gets the tackle for the Hurricanes. You know, I probably shouldn't be zooming in and out so much. Ignore me. That all right. Here come the Hawks out of the huddle. Couple of receivers on the near side, although not too far out. Snap called. It looked like Karen was a little bit of a false start there, but Burt gets the catch. Hoosac not happy about that, especially their coach shouting at the refs. No call by the refs, but no doubt Karen will hear them a little bit and maybe be a little bit more careful. We have to hope so, I guess. So Karen and Burt One on either side for Dredge. 2 men behind him. Here's the snap. Hands it off to Pareda. Pareda with a nice spin move. And he's brought down. I think that's going to be a loss of yards, but or just no gain in general. He got... No, I mean, it was good potential at the start of that run. But just line didn't open up the hole they were supposed to, or something along those lines. Bit of scrambling on defense by Hoosac to get in position. Quick snap. Dredge trying to take advantage of it, and the play's blown dead as a flag is thrown. Let's see what they're saying. False start on the offense. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Redhawks. It was good instincts by Dredge trying to take advantage of the confusion on Hoosac. But to no avail, evidently. Burt and Karen on the far side of the field. And here's the snap to Dredge. He's back to throw. Deep throw, and it's too far ahead for Burt. Some contact before the throw, but... Oh, is there a flag down? It's pink, but I think that's a flag, yeah. A lot of early penalties in this game. Michkowski coming on for the Redhawks, as well as the quarterback's little brother, Garrett Dredge. Weston Arsenal coming off. That's a penalty on Hoosac. I think it was offsides. A little bit of discussion between Hoosac's coach and the referee. Bostwick evidently not happy about it. And that'll be a 10-yard penalty. 15-yard penalty. Hoosac fans not happy about it, and I wouldn't be either. I'm a little confused as to what exactly the call was. I should probably brush up on my referee hand signals, but that's beside the point. 2nd and pretty much, I'd say a foot, maybe.
Get the ball!
Oh, Michkowski runs off the field. There's a change of play, evidently. 4 receivers, 2 on either side for Dredge, 1 man behind him. There's the snap. Movement to the far side, and he's running the option. Tosses it over to Arsenal, and the ball's fumbled. Dredge, it looked like he fell on top of it, but it's loose. Looks like it is turned over. And that's always the worry with that play. You know, I've talked about it with plenty of people who watch the games a lot. But when you're tossing a ball like that at the last second, too, there's always the worry, especially if that team knows the play that you're running and can take advantage of it, like Hoosac. Here's the snap to Kastner. Hands it off to Tatro. Tatro brought down by Garrett Dredge. He's had some big plays on defense this year. Laying some guys out, and that'll actually be a loss of a yard. So 2nd and 11 for Hoosac. And back to what I was saying before about the Redhawks defense, it's not that they have a bad defense. It's that they have an inconsistent defense. I think that's a better way to put it, where sometimes they'll have a great play like what we just saw with Garrett Dredge, but then other times they'll let up a big gain. Mucci brought down after just a couple yards, maybe 3, I'd say. So 3rd down and 8. Got 3 minutes left in the first quarter. There's still no score. So far, a good showing for the Red Hawks in this first quarter. Putting up some big defensive stops when they really need it, but they really got to lock in against this. Whoa. There's a flag on the play, and I'm not sure what was going on with Kastner. It looks like he almost lost the ball, or he just knew the play was over before it started. False start on the Hurricanes. I didn't see the false start. I was more looking at Kastner, which is why I got a little worried there, but that'll set them back 5 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 13. Here come the Hurricanes out of the huddle. 4 receivers on the near side. Kastner throws it, and he's almost intercepted by Dredge. He read the play beautifully. I don't know what happened.
Why do you throw the ball when there's a guy coming in there?
Well, now it's 4th and 13, and I'd hope for Hoosac's sake of staying in this game that they punt it away. That's Garrett Dredge's second big play on defense today, and I'm expecting to see plenty more from him. Kastner is back to punt as well. That's something you don't see a lot, or at least you don't see that with the Red Hawks, who I watch more than other teams. He gets the punt off, and it goes over Bird's head. He's going to walk away from it and let it be fielded at the 10 by Hoosac. So a nice punt by Kastner, making up a little bit for almost throwing an interception just a few moments ago. Wasn't his fault as much as the blocker's fault on that side. You had 3 guys in front of Tatro, and their job is to make sure that he can get some yards on the play. They couldn't even do that, let alone block Garrett Dredge, who was right in front of all 3 of them. He just ran right through all 3 of them and almost picked off the ball. That says more about the blockers to me than it does about Kastner, who's had a great game so far. Receivers on the near side for Dredge. 1 man behind him. It's Arsenault. Arsenault gets the handoff, goes through the hole, and he's brought down. Looks like he got the first, too.
Come on, defense, let's go.
Some good movement by the offensive line, getting that hole open for Arsenault. Hawks come out of the huddle. 3 receivers, 1 far, 2 near. A couple men behind him. Arsenault movement. And Dredge keeps it himself. He's going to get wrapped up after maybe a yard, if any. It looked like Scott Dredge was looking to run the option again, where Dredge flicks it over to Arsenault, but that was what caused the turnover on their last possession. I feel like he would want to stay away from that for a little bit, but oh well. 2nd and 10. There's no gain on that last play. Burt and Karen, far sides of the field, out to receive. Arsenault behind Dredge, as well as James. Here's the snap. Handoff. That was taken by Arsenault, I believe. It's hard to tell. Yeah. Doesn't get a lot. And it'll be third down. Let's see what the Redhawks can do here. That's Brady Pareda coming in for Arsenal. Hawks come out of the huddle.
Let's go defense!
Referee's blowing the whistle, and that's the end of the first quarter. I wasn't even looking at that. So it's a scoreless game. Honestly, kind of unexpected on my part for the Redhawks. I didn't hear a lot of good feelings from a lot of the players going into this game. I mean, you can't really have a lot of good feelings when you're going into a game against Hoosac, who is 5-0 on the season. As they've just absolutely blown almost every team they've went up against out of the water. And so the fact that Frontier's sticking with them 0-0 in this first quarter so far, I think is very impressive. They definitely got to work on some of their defense, but Garrett Dredge has put up some fantastic plays so far. So we'll see what they can do in this second quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. We're at the start of the second quarter now. It's 3rd and 10 on the Redhawks' own 22. Dredge takes the snap. He's back to throw. Looking for someone. Moves out of the pocket. He's under pressure. Gets it away, and Pareda, it's intercepted! Pareda looking for a flag on the ground.
Penalty right there. Unnecessary roughness, 54.
Wow. Well, it's Hoosac's ball. That was Wicks on the interception, I believe, if I read his number right. Some good pressure from the defensive line of the Hurricanes. And now Frontier's offense got to come up big. Hoosac starting this drive pretty much in the red zone. It's on Frontier's 26. So here they come out of the huddle. They have no receivers out. They're probably going to hand it off to Tatro or Mucci. And it's to Tatro. Tatro wrapped up and brought down by James.
We're going to show off. Should have stiff-armed him. Put your arm in his head.
Timeout is taken
Stiff-arm him.
by Frontier, I'm pretty sure. So they're going to take a quick break on the field to come up with a way to stop Hoosac from scoring in this great field position. We're going to take a short break, too. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. There's 11 and a half minutes left in this first half of a so far scoreless game, but I might be jinxing it because Hoosac has the ball. It's 2nd and 12. Here's the handoff to Mucci. He gets wrapped up after maybe a yard or two. And it'll be 3rd and 9, I'd say. Redhawks so far coming up with some good stops on their defense, but you can't take anything for granted. Anyone that watched the game against East Hampton knows that. They had 3 big stops, and then it was 4th and 10, and they gave up the game-winning touchdown. So can't really put anything past the Frontier defense just yet. 3rd and 9. Here's the handoff, and he's brought down. That was Javian Cabrera getting the tackle and a loss of a couple yards. Now, another interesting situation for Mike Bostwick, coach of the Hurricanes. He's looking at a 4th and 12 situation from the 28. Frontiers 28. They could try and kick a field goal if they feel confident enough in their kicker, or they could just try and go for the end zone, and that's what they're going to do. Offense lines up. Movement by Tatro, and Kastner's back to throw. It's caught, and was that enough for the first? I think that's going to be a turnover. Did they get the first? Chains are moving. They did? Wow. Well, just as I said, you can't really say anything confidently with Frontier's defense, and that's the problem. That's my problem with them. Because I've seen a lot of great plays from the Frontier offense, and they have some incredible players, but the defense can be very flawed at times. Handoff, and he's sacked. He didn't even get the handoff off. Wow. That was a little repetitive. I should have phrased that differently. Well, I didn't even catch who got that sack. That happened so fast. 2nd and 11. Referee having a bit of a talk with Eads. Maybe he's just saying to be a little more gentle with the Hoosac lineman. There's no passing option here. It's going to be a handoff to Mucci. No, there is a passing option. The tight end.
Interference there.
I'm sorry, I didn't track that. Just didn't catch that with the camera, but my best description would be that that was Ben Payton who went out for the reception. He broke through the line, and Kastner passed it to him. Burt tackled him just a little bit early as the ball went through his hands, and so some of the players were looking around for a flag. And now it's a 3rd and 11, and we've got Isaac Campbell out on the near side. Some movement, some more receivers, and they are just going to hand it off to Tatro. He's on the far side. He is going to be brought down. Was it in time? There's a flag on the play. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this. Might have been unnecessary roughness. Not sure what that motion means, unfortunately. But I should, you know what? At halftime, I'll look this up. Look up some references for referee hand movements, because I really should know that now that they're actually doing that, because there's been plenty of times where that was too far out, my fault. There's been plenty of times where I've seen a lot of referees where they don't do a lot of hand signals and they just kind of yell to the coach what's going on. A lot of the fans are left oblivious, which is a little unfortunate. So I'll make sure to do that. It's probably just for my own benefit. But anyway, out on the field, we got two receivers on the far side. Handoff, Tatro. He's going to get wrapped up, and there's nothing. 4th and long again for Hoosac. And none of the fans are happy. I wouldn't be happy, too, if we had a 5-0 football team. They were performing like this. I keep talking about how I'm worried about the Frontier defense, but they're doing an excellent job on this drive, although I shouldn't have probably said that because it's 4th and 12. Hoosac made a conversion on 4th and long just a few moments ago on this same drive. They've got 3 receivers on the near side. Kastner takes the snap. He's looking for a throw. There it is, and it's no good. A little bit too far in front of Campbell. Bad pass, also under pressure, and it'll be a turnover. Red Hawks take the ball, and a big stop by the defense. Let's hope that gives them some momentum. First and 10 for the Red Hawks on their own 18. They've got 7:15 left
Come on, defense, now
in
get the
this
ball
first
back.
half. There's still no score, and the Redhawks, both of their drives have ended on a turnover. One was a fumble and one was an interception. So here's the handoff. That was Pareda, I'm pretty sure. And he's brought down pretty quickly. No gain or maybe even a loss.
Come on, defense.
Yeah, that was a loss of 2. So 2nd and 12.
Let's go, defense.
From the Redhawks' own 15. Couple receivers out for Dredge. Arsenault and Michkowski, as well as I think that's Pareda on the far side for him. No, that was Burt. Dredge going to take it. He gets some blocks, and he makes a nice move. He gets a couple yards there. Not enough for a first, but still, maybe that'll give the Redhawks the momentum they need to put together a drive with some results other than a catastrophic turnover. Hawks come out of the huddle.
Let's go, defense.
Couple receivers out. Weston Karen, by the looks of it. I think that's... I can't really see the numbers besides Arsenault's. And he's moving in the backfield. Hands it off. No, he thought it was to James, but Arsenault spun. He's not brought down. And that's a big loss for the Redhawks. We haven't seen many passing plays. Evidently, I don't think we're going to get one now because Redhawks might want to punt it away here. It's 4th and 13. They're deep on their own end of the field. Yeah, there goes out West for the punt. He's on like the 2-yard line, so if Hoosac blocks this, it's going to be catastrophic. Here's the snap. He gets the kickoff, and it's going to land at about the 45. Running it back, couple blocks, and he's finally brought down. That was Arsenault on the tackle. That was Will Hakes who brought it back for Hoosac. 5 minutes left in the half. It's a tie. It's still scoreless game, tied at 0. But the Hoosac fans are not happy in the least, which is understandable. But at the same time, it's a little obvious to me, at least, that the Redhawks are kind of on their heels at the moment. They've been pinned down on their own end of the field for most of this second quarter. So... Oh, and I was just talking and not paying attention to the field. Apparently there was a flag on the play, and they're going to be moving the ball back a little bit. I don't know what happened. Oh, no, it was a flag on the Redhawks. So, 1st and 10 on the 22. Again, Redhawks not looking too hot at the moment, but defense came up with a stop last time. We'll see what they can do now. Hurricanes come out of the huddle. No receivers out, and it's a handoff to Tatro. Tatro takes it to the near side. Tatro, there's no one in front of him, and Tatro's going to score. Hoosac strikes first, albeit at the end of the second quarter, and it'll be 6-0 Hurricanes. Well-formulated play, good blocking, and only thing the Redhawks can be upset about is that they don't have good field position. They haven't had good field position for pretty much this whole half. They're going for 2. Looking like a running play. Hands it off to Mucci. He's in. 8-0 is the score. And there's 4:44 on the clock. Team's going to go line up for the kickoff. And I can tell you something right now, folks. I think that Frontier's main problem, or the thing that they should be working on the most in this game, is their offense. I know I've been talking about the defense a lot, but the defense has come up with a couple stops. They couldn't really do much on that last drive, mostly because the offense wasn't able to do anything. You know, they were pinned down in their own end of the field, and maybe someone could have gotten to Tatro in time if he didn't have just 20 yards to run, you know? So the way that I'm looking at it is that the Red Hawks need to work on breaking through this Hoosac defense, which has been, in some ways, more formidable than the Hoosac offense, I think, because the Red Hawks have been able to keep it a scoreless game until just a few moments ago. And we've seen 2 turnovers, an interception and a fumble from the Red Hawks, and they had to punt it away on their last offensive possession. So let's see what they can do. Onside kick. And it's picked up by Hoosac. I didn't see any Red Hawks touch it. I'm not sure what the call is. I saw a referee pick up a flag. There might have been a flag on the play. A lot going on. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Is it Hoosac's ball? I didn't see any Red Hawks touch it. I think they're taking a timeout on the field, so we'll see exactly what happened when they or no. Are they? Red Hawks are lining up. There's a lot of confusion on the field right now and a lot of confusion in my head. So I think it's Hoosac's ball. Onside kick was done by Mucci, I believe. I didn't see anyone on the Red Hawks touch the ball. I don't know if it doesn't matter. I'm starting to question a lot. But Hoosac has the ball on the Red Hawks 44, and the defense needs to come up with a big stop because this is where Hoosac just starts steamrolling you. They're sticking with the run, it looks like. Yeah, and he's wrapped up. That's Alex Schreiber bringing down Will Hakes. Gain of 1 on that play. This is shaping up to be a disappointing end to what has been so far a relatively good matchup to this first half. Lining up with no receivers again. Hand off to Tatro. He goes up the middle, and Tatro is brought down. He doesn't get the first, but he gets close to it. I give him 3rd and 3, maybe 4. We've seen very few passing plays from both teams. I can understand why Frontier's steering away from it. They threw that interception. And Hoosac also almost threw that interception. So that explains why they aren't doing a lot of passing plays. But they got a couple of receivers out on this one. Snap to Kastner, moving to the backfield, and it's just handed off to Tatro, as expected. He goes up the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds by Alex Schreiber. It'll be a first down and plenty more for the Hurricanes. I stand by what I said before, though. I mean, like, of course, not saying that the defense can take it easy, because this is a formidable offense that Hoosac has. They need to give it everything they've got, but at the same time, I'm just, in my head, I'm more worried about the offense, because it's like, you know, maybe the defense can make a stop here. Maybe they'll force a field goal, right? But when the Redhawks get the ball back and they're on offense, can they do anything? That's the real question. And Mucci down the sideline, he's going to score. $20-something-yard Russian play. It's 14-0, and I don't doubt it'll be 16-0 very soon. Coach Dredge not too happy at the moment, and I can't blame him. One thing I'm starting to look forward to is heading over to get some food at the concession stand. Had a bunch of stuff, mac and cheese, meatballs. I think goulash was up there. Looked really good, though, and smelled good. So I'm getting hungry just thinking about it again. I was hungry earlier, and look at me now. All right, 14-0, 3:10 on the clock. They're lining up for the two-point conversion. I don't expect them to pass it, and they don't. Handoff to Mucci. Does he get in? It's going to be close. They're going to say he doesn't. Flag on the play. I think they're going to have him redo it on the Redhawks. It's a foul on the Redhawks, I guess, or maybe on Hoosac. I just saw Hoosac's coach with a reaction. Yeah, it's a holding on. I think it was a holding on Hoosac. Either way, penalty on Hoosac. The attempt doesn't count. It's going to be 14-0. Bostwick having a pretty big reaction to just losing 2 points. And it didn't look like Mucci got it anyway, so. I mean, I guess it's a football coach's job to be pretty emphatic about what they're doing and when things don't go their way. I've always thought it's a little bit of an intimidation tactic for their players. But regardless, the Redhawks are down by 2 scores right now. There's 3:10 on the clock. I wouldn't be surprised if Hoosac tries an onside kick again. There's no reason why they shouldn't. They were able to get it last time, and they scored. And they've seen no evidence that Frontier has any kind of functioning offense at all, except on the film that they watched before this game, which I assume they did. So if they do another onside kick, the best the Redhawks can hope for is that they fall on top of it and make a good drive out of it, which is it's a faint hope right now, unfortunately. Here's Mucci with the kick, and it will be onside again. Schreiber calls it. He calls a fair catch, and there's a flag thrown up on the play. Hoosac fans upset, but Schreiber quite clearly waved his hand in the air. Refs deferring. They should call a penalty on that, in my opinion. He quite clearly called a fair catch, waved his hand, full circle in the air.
All he did is catch the ball. He didn't put his hand up.
Well, there you go. That's one fan's take on it. Personal foul on Hoosac.
That's wrong.
Well, folks, I can tell you this is why the game's being played on Saturday and not a Friday, because we can't get refs that want to put up with this kind of fan behavior. It's unfortunate, really. Most of them are doing it because they love the game, and of course they make bad calls every now and then. I mean, like, people watching this back are going to say, like, well, I could have made a better call. It's like, well, you know, it all happened so fast and you might not be seeing the whole thing. Well, let's see what the Redhawks can do. They got some good field position for once. Fake handoff to Burt, and Michkowski takes it up the middle. Does he get a first down? He's going to get close. Nice run by Michkowski. I think they might give it to him. If they don't, it's going to be just a couple inches. Nope. Second down. And about a yard to go, yeah. So a 9-yard run by Michkowski to open it up. We got 2:30 on the play clock. 2:30 left in this half. Players running off and on. And the Redhawks going to take a timeout. I think trying to avoid a delay of game penalty, or just to try and figure out how they're going to get at least one score in before this half is over. So they're going to take a quick break on the field, and so are we. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm still Mason Smith. We got just under 2.5 minutes left in the first half of this matchup between the Redhawks and the Hurricanes. Redhawks are down 14-0 right now, but they've got some good opportunity on a 2nd and 1 play. Try and get that first down and a little bit more and get in the end zone. Dredge takes it himself, and there's no one there to stop him for just about 3 yards, so he'll get the first and a little bit more. Good blocking by the offensive line, doing their job as usual. Frontier with a solid offensive line and defensive line as well. Although I'd say that the defensive line needs a little bit of work. I know it's, or at least I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same people, but plays blown dead. I'm not sure exactly why. It was blown dead by the back judge, and now the refs are coming together. Talk about exactly why he blew the whistle, which we'll find out in a moment, I guess. Too many players on the field, maybe? I'm really not sure. Still talking. He's looking downfield. There's nothing. I'm not really sure. You know, folks, I really don't know what happened. They're going to resume the play. Here's the pass by Dredge to Burt. Caught on the sideline. Oh, and he almost got by him. Well, I'm still confused and kind of, I still don't know exactly what was going on with that last play and the refs, but here's the snap to Dredge. He's back to throw. Moves to the far side. He's under pressure. He's going to take it himself, runs it, and he gets close to the first. Where are they going to put up? It's a hurry-up offense. They blow it dead. I'm not sure. I really, I'm very confused. And I really shouldn't be. I should be the one that knows, like, what's going on and everything, because I'm trying to help everyone watching figure out what's going on. And some of you watching this are probably yelling at me saying, it's like, he was signaling this or something like that. But it's third down, 3rd and 1. They spiked the ball for some reason. The clock says 1:35, although it might be broken and it might just be 35 seconds left in the game. Not the game, the half. Jeez. Receivers out to the near side for Dredge. 2 men behind him. Calling out the play. And here's the snap. Hands it off. James, far side. And he's brought down. Looks like he got the first down, though. Well, I think that I'm just questioning everything now. Because the clock looks like it says 1:15 on it, and it's counting down, but it might just be a couple seconds left. I really don't know. Couple receivers out for Dredge. He calls out the play. Michkowski to his right. Play's blown dead again. And I think a timeout is taken by the Redhawks with either a minute and 4 seconds or 4 seconds left in the first half. I really can't tell you. So they'll take a quick break, and so will we. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith. We're coming in at the end of the first half. There's either a minute and 4 seconds or 4 seconds left on the clock. I can't tell. I'm questioning a lot of things right now, but the thing I do know is that the Redhawks are in a great scoring position. It's 1st and goal from the 5, or the 4 even, maybe. Karen out to the far side, and it's West on the near side as receivers for Dredge. Couple men behind him for rushing. Movement in the backfield by Burt. Dredge keeps it himself. Dredge to the far side. He might try and pitch it over, but he's brought down by about 3 Hurricanes. He gets maybe a yard on that. I'm not sure. It was hard to tell. Okay, so it was a minute and 4 seconds because now I'm seeing the seconds count down with the fractions of a second going by on the scoreboard. We have 35 seconds left in the half. Redhawks need to score here if they want to be in a good position starting the second half. Here's the quick snap to Dredge. He's back to throw, looking for someone, moves to the near side, and it's pitched over. Incomplete. And the clock stops with 19.7 on it. I think that was Ben Karen. He was running back from that direction, although I couldn't really see. A lot of bodies in the way. Michkowski comes in for Karen. And it is 3rd and goal from the 5. No receivers out to the far sides. Dredge takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. I think he's keeping it himself. He's trying to move forward. Oh, no, he didn't keep it himself. That was James. No, Burt on the carry. And Burt exchanging a few words with some of the Hoosac players. It'll be 4th down. Timeout taken by the Redhawks with 13 seconds on the clock. And tempers running high on both teams and in the stands as time runs out on this first half. So they'll be back in just a few moments, and we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. We got 13 seconds left in the second quarter. Redhawks have 5 yards to go, and it's 4th down. 4th and goal from the 5. Let's see what they can do. Dredge takes the snap, moving to the far side. Under pressure, throws it, and it's caught! Touchdown! Ian Burt. It's 14-6 now. And it looks like they're going to go for the extra point. Not 2 points. Just try and take what they can get. There's 7.5 seconds on the clock, so I mean, it's a question of whether Pareda can make it. And then what's going to happen on the kickoff. Let's focus on the extra point first. Here's the snap. Pareda gets the kickoff, and it's good. 14-7. And now it'll be James kicking off again. So now, one-score game is what we're looking at. And, I mean, it's just kind of what I've been saying for most of this game. The offense put together a good drive, and they've shown Hoosac they can score when it counts. They need to be a little bit more consistent about it, that's for sure. But when really pushed to do so, the Redhawks offense can put a successful drive together. I think it's really starting to come back to the defense, which is who I was talking about at the start of the game. 7.5 seconds left in the first half. There's the kick by James, fielded at the 35, and he's brought down. So, are they just going to call the half at that? Or will they let them play out the 7.5? There's no time left on the clock. Evidently, they ran it out, but they're going to let them run a play. They're putting 3 seconds on the clock. People shouting 4, so I think they're asking for one more. Still says 3, but jeez, the smell of the cookout has found its way over to where I am. So let's see what they do with this play. It'll be a handoff to Tatro. He gets some blocks, and he's moving down the field, brought down by Pareda. And that'll be the half. It's 14-7. And the Redhawks are down by 1 score. I said it when we came back from the break, but I do think that the Redhawks, what they really need to be working on for this second half is just formulating a good defense against that really intimidating and powerful Hoosac offense. They've had a couple good plays, but not enough to keep them out of the end zone twice. And so we'll see what they can do when we come back from halftime. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. The score is 14-7. Redhawks down. Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. We're coming in at the start of the second half of the Frontier Redhawks against Hoosac Valley Hurricanes football game. The Hurricanes are up 14-7. The Redhawks got a last-second touchdown by Ian Burt as we closed out the second half. And Frontier is going to receive the kickoff to start it off. And right now I'm wondering whether or not Moochie's going to do the onside kick again. He won't. He'll get some air on it. And it's fielded by Pareda, I think that is. Pareda works his way to the outside, and he's brought down just about, I'd give him the 35. I think that's where he is, yeah. You know, it's hard to tell exactly where they are sometimes, and like, say, the yard number on the field, because they have the little number markers on the far side of the field, but they don't have them on the near side of the field. And I feel like it would be smarter if they had it on the near side of the field so that it just becomes easier for the fans because you don't have to look as far. You don't have to look through all of the players on the field. But anyway, Redhawks starting their own 35 or 34, probably more like it. Here's the handoff to Pareda. He gets through the pile and probably about 8 or 9 on that carry. There's a nice hole opened up for him in the line. Frontier putting together a nice drive at the end of the first half. They're looking to do the same again, no doubt. Try and tie up this game, maybe even go for 2 points after the touchdown and take the lead by 1. 2nd and 1 from the 44. Yep, from the 44. Movement by Burt. Fake the handoff, and Michkowski takes it. He'll get brought down. He might have been short. Nope, they'll give it to him. First down. Well, after this game today, we're looking at 2 more games left in the Red Hawks football season. And those 2 games, they're both Friday games. We're going back to the usual schedule, if I remember right. They're playing against Lee and Belchertown, I'm pretty sure. So those are both home games. We're going to be covering them on FCAT if all goes well for us. And you should be looking forward to those. Here's the snap to Dredge. He takes it to the near side. Might think about pitching it to Arsenal, but he goes out of bounds. Almost knocks his shin against the bench. Doesn't want to knock over whoever's food that is. So, 2nd down, about 4 on that carry. Overall, a pretty good run from Dredge, considering what happened the last time he tried to pitch it over to Arsenault. And he had the option there. Arsenault was right behind him, but he didn't do it. And we all know why, unless you skipped over that part, in which case there was a fumble and they turned it over. That's why. So, Red Hawks at midfield. 2nd and 6. 2 receivers out for Dredge. Here's the snap. Hands it off to Pareda, and he gets nothing. Wrapped up immediately. Now, I'm not a football coach, but I am a commentator, and so I am warranted to give my opinion on a lot of things. And my opinion on what the Red Hawks should do right now is throw a passing play. They haven't done it a lot, and I know that they threw an interception. But they have some incredible receivers that can make things happen. And that's how they got their touchdown. They threw it to Burt, but they'll hand it off again. James takes it up the middle. He's fighting for it. He'll get stopped about 2-3 yards short. I think they'll put him at 3 yards short of the first down, and it's 4th and 3 at midfield. And I think that Coach Dredge is gonna tell him to go for it. Tough call. I don't feel strongly either way. There's downsides to both of them, but here we go. 4th and 3 at midfield. Dredge hands it off, and it looks like they got stopped. So Red Hawks can't put together a successful drive at the start of this second half. And, it's probably going to come back to haunt them if they can't put a stop to Hoosac's offense on this drive here. Hoosac comes out of the huddle. Couple receivers out for Kastner. Movement by Tatro, and he'll hand it off. Wrapped up immediately. Loss of 4 or so, and that was Alex Schreiber. Veteran Red Hawk, and I believe he's one of the captains this year. Calling out 4 again on Hoosac. I remember them calling it out before, but I don't remember exactly what play it was. Should try and pay attention this time because evidently it's formulated. Why did I say formulated? That was an interesting choice of words. I question what I say a lot of the time. No receivers out for Kastner. That was kind of a false start, offsides there by the Redhawks. There was no call on it, though. It'll be 3rd down and 10 by the looks of it. I couldn't see who kind of jumped the line there. He adjusted back, but I do have to agree with our one fan that seems to be having a pretty terrible day, or at least maybe just has a bad temper. I'm not sure. Keeps yelling at the refs, but I mean, most of the time I disagree with him, but I mean, that was a little bit clear, in my opinion. Movement by Tatro, and they'll hand it off to him again. He's going to beat out Cabrera, and he gets some blocks. Tatro brought down by Michkowski on the sideline.
Do it yourself because the ref ain't helping you.
First down for Hoosac. And they move into Redhawks territory.
78's hurt.
Receivers out to the far side for Hoosac. Kastner calls the snap, hands it off, and Michkowski right there. Nothing from that play. And we haven't seen many passes from Hoosac as well. It's been a mainly running game. I could have said game twice, I guess. Most of the game, both teams have been using running plays. Very few passes. And I mean, Caden Tatro, he's a senior, number 27 for Hoosac. He's been putting up some fantastic plays so far. But here's a throw, caught a little bit behind him, and he's brought down. Dredge, he knew he got a penalty there. He didn't seem to mean it. That was quite a grab. It's quite obviously a penalty against the Redhawks.
What do you got to debate? No debate there.
There's no flag on the play. He didn't grab his. He grabbed. Well.
Oh, he grabbed him right by the collar.
Yeah, there's going to be some upset fans about that. I thought that was a penalty too. They wave it off. It's still first down for Hoosac. Hand it off to Mucci. He's grabbed and brought down a couple yards on the run. And that was Schreiber making another play for his team. Hoosac looking like they're just going to slowly march into the end zone again. And that, in some ways, that's a lot more deadly for the Redhawks than quickly marching into the end zone because they take time off the clock too, and that's time the Redhawks could use to get back into the game. Here's the snap to Kastner, handoff to Mucci, and he's brought down. Ball is loose. Schreiber comes up with it. They're saying the play's dead. What a play that would have been. I think they're going to give him a first down. Yep, first down for Hoosac. Well, Redhawks, close call there. Almost a turnover that they got. That would have been quite something. Let's see if they can do it again.
Let's go, Hoosac!
Campbell and Wicks receivers. Wicks gets the handoff, and he goes right into the line. Pretty much nothing. Cabrera a little slow to get up. I think it's his knee. It's either his knee or his ankle that's been bothering him a couple games. I've talked to him about it, but I forget exactly what it is. But something in his leg has been bothering him for pretty much the whole season, and it's been it sometimes comes in at some really bad times for the Red Hawks. But he gets up and he's back on the line. Plays blown dead. Timeout taken by Hoosac, I think. So they're going to take a quick break on the field. Hoosac is in position to score right now, and they're already up by 1 touchdown. So let's see what the Red Hawks can do. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. There's 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Hoosac's taking up most of this third quarter. And they're in position to score yet again. 14-7 in their favor is the score. Kastner takes a snap, hands it off to Mucci. He gets a little tripped up and brought down. Not much of a gain there. They'll give him the first down. There's a little stoppage, some confusion, for me at least. And I didn't get around to looking up the referee signals. I was too busy getting a cheeseburger. They ran out of the stuff in the crock pots. Unfortunately, I really wanted some of that mac and cheese. It looked really good. They line up again. Campbell on the far side. Hand it off to Mucci again. He's not going to get anywhere. Another good stop from the Red Hawks defense. It's second down. Second and goal from the 5. You know, I'm starting to get the feel that Hoosac doesn't kick field goals. They go for touchdowns, and that's it. Unless it's like, you know, it could decide the game. But generally, they're always going to go for the end zone. Here's the handoff to Mucci again. He gets stopped after maybe 2 yards. It's going straight into the pile. They keep handing it off to him, and he keeps getting a little, just chipping away. 2:30 in the quarter. It's third and goal from the 3 is what I'd give him. 2 or 3. So Hoosac's going to take this down and then fourth down if they need it to get into the end zone is my bet. They're lining up, looking for a run. Hand off to Mucci again. It looks like he's in. And they'll give it to him. 20-7. And I don't doubt that they'll go for 2 points as well. That was Cabrera a little slow to get up. Oh, no, it wasn't. That was a Pickert, I think. He's number 70, right? Yeah, Levi Pickert. I think he was just at the bottom of the pile. I hope so, at least. Hope it wasn't an injury. Yeah, they're going for 2. Hoosac with an all-or-nothing mindset. Pays off sometimes, but can really... Well, there you go. Pays off that time. Hand off to Mucci again, and it's 22-7. Red Hawks kind of at a loss as to what to do, it seems. What was I saying during the break? I forget what I was saying. I'll remember it later, probably. That's how it usually happens, right? But anyway, Red Hawks, they need to put quite a lot together in order to come back in this game. They're down 2 scores. If they get 1 score now, it wouldn't surprise me if it's 2 scores another couple minutes later, because Hoosac can just march down the field and they can score, and they can take a lot of time off the clock. So I think the key for the Redhawks is to maintain possession of the ball, and that doesn't mean long offensive drives that take a lot of time off the clock, because you don't have a lot of time. You got to get back into the game, and you got to get back into the game fast. And so Hoosac taking the kickoff, we have to, of course, wonder the onside kick again. And it didn't look like it was a purposeful onside kick, but it was pretty short. Dredge working back a little, and he's brought down by Hakes. So the Redhawks will start their drive on about the 35, maybe? 35, 36? Yeah, 36. 37. I didn't see the other little tick mark. So they've got trying to do math. It's not working. I don't have a math class this semester. I've got one next semester. I got calculus that I'm taking next semester. Not looking forward to that. Couple receivers out for Dredge. Movement by Burt. Dredge takes the snap and a handoff to Burt. He takes it to the far side. Burt can't get a block, and he's brought down early. It's unusual. Usually you can get it to Burt. You land the right blocks, and he's gone. And he can just outrun anyone. But Hoosac has just put a stop to a lot of that. I'm still campaigning for a running play. Not a running play, a passing play. Hawks come out of the huddle. There's about 2-3 yards on that last play by Burt. Receivers on either side, motioned by Ian Burt, and the handoff taken by him again. It's read by Hoosac, and he's brought down. Ball almost came loose, it looked like, or maybe that was just his helmet. I couldn't tell. And that's why I'm saying you got to throw the ball. They're reading the runs, and they're stopping you cold. And that sets you back to 3rd and 10. Coach Dredge got to work up the guts to throw the ball. I mean, I know you got the interception earlier in the game, and it hasn't worked out for you the best plenty of other times, but you got to take the chance. You got to find something that works. And there go the receivers, 4 of them, 2 on either side. That's Pareda to Dredge's right. He takes the snap. He's back to throw. Under pressure, he moves to the far side, and it's thrown into the ground. Flag is down in the backfield. I think that's going to be on the Redhawks. Holding on the Redhawks. Yeah, there you go. So after an incomplete throw at the feet of James, it's going to be another penalty to add insult to injury for the Redhawks. And there's another offensive drive that just nothing they couldn't, I mean, no first down comes out of it. Not even a new set of downs. And they'll punt it away. Hakes waiting to receive. Kick is off. And it bounces. Did it hit him? It did not, evidently. It was a close play and some nice moves by Wicks to get out of the way. Good punt, as always, from West. I don't understand why they don't put him in as the kicker for kickoffs. Nothing against Caden James. I love the guy. He's a great receiver, and he does a lot for the team. It's just a lot of... Sometimes we don't need those line drives. Sometimes we need a lot of air on the ball to give it more distance. Timeout is going to be taken by Hoosac, I'm pretty sure. Or they're just going to, I think they might just let the third quarter be done. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So that's the end of the third quarter. It's 22-7. We got 1 quarter left to see if the Redhawks can find a way to miraculously come back from this. Yeah, you're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm still Mason Smith. We're starting the fourth quarter here. Frontier is still down 22-7. 2-score game, and Hoosac has the ball. It's looking like they're going to run it here, and they'll hand it off to Tatro. He takes it to the far side. Tatro looking for blocks, and he's still up. Looks like he got the first down. Well, you know, it was a good first quarter for the Hawks. Bad second quarter and an all right third quarter. They only got the ball. They got the ball twice. Couldn't make much of it at all. And it's mostly been the defense that's been on the field for the Hawks. And it's, you know, they're kind of just wearing away. And it really, I mean, now you know why Hoosac is 5-0. The ball's out. Red Hawks turn it over. A low hit to Mucci. And wow, what a turn of events. Redhawks really need to capitalize on this, though. You get a turnover. You get it at midfield, too. You got half the field to go through. And so, you know, it's the start of the fourth quarter. This is exactly what you want to have happen. Receivers out to either side for Dredge. Couple men around him for the rushing play. I still think he should pass it. Here's the snap. It goes by him, and Arsenal falls on top of it, and that is not what you want to have happen right after a fumble. So a big loss. I don't even, how many yards would that put him down? That's 2nd and 23. I didn't think that wow. That's depressing. And to say the least. Receivers go out to the near side. Dredge calling out a play. Takes the snap, throws it to Karen, and Ben Karen hit hard. He gets nothing on the play.
Good defense. Good defense. Let's go now. Get him again. Get the quarterback.
3rd and long for the Redhawks. And it's again looking like a drive that's going to amount to just about nothing. If they run the ball here, I don't know what to say. They've got receivers out. Dredge motioning, gets the snap. He's back to throw. Under pressure. Needs to get rid of it now. And the pass to James is incomplete. Well, they passed it at least. I was going to say, if they don't pass and they do a running play, they've given up on the game. But, you know, they got to punt it now. It's 3rd and long. You're in your own end of the field. You had a great defensive play, and you blew it.
Get in there and get that ball.
So there goes West. Stepping back to punt the ball. There's the snap. He gets it off. It's going to be called as a fair catch. But that's Hakes.
problem over there,
So Hoosac gets the ball on their own 33, 34 about, right? Yeah. They're still up by 2. And the Redhawks defense needs to come up with another big stop, because that's all they can do. All they can do is stop Hoosac's offense and just hope that the Redhawks offense can make something of it. But Tatro's going to break through the line, and he's brought down.
We'll take it.
Short of the first down, but
Keep it up.
still decent run, and continually, what's a better word for it? Exponentially. Ollie Brown would be proud of me. Exponentially discouraging for the Redhawks. 8.5 in the game. Redhawks down by 2. 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, not just 2 points. I think they're down by 15, as a matter of fact. One receiver out on the far side for the Hurricanes, but they hand it off to Mucci. Mucci almost gets through the line, but is brought down by West and Garrett Dredge. It'll be a first down.
Keep it up, Hoosac.
Oh, I remember what I was saying during the break. Frontier, there's still hope for them. There's 8 minutes left in the game, and if they can hold them here, I think there's still hope for them. It's a faint hope, but it's hope. Tatro gets the handoff, pushing through the line, and he's finally brought down, dragging James along with him, and Pareda delivers the final blow. But what I was saying was, it's a faint hope, but it's a hope. If the Redhawks can't stop them on this drive and Hoosac scores, that's pretty much the game. I feel like there's not much they can do at that point. They could come down, they could score another touchdown, but they haven't been able to stop Hoosac consistently. And they also haven't been able to score consistently. They scored 1 touchdown, and it was a nice short little pass to Bird, and even that wasn't really, it wasn't a gimme by any means. Handoff is fumbled. Mucci lands on top of it. It'll be third down, just about 2 yards to go. Hawks really need to lock in now, come up with the stop, because Hoosac will go for it on 4th down. They know how important this drive is. Here they come out of the snap. Receiver on the near side. It's Campbell. Takes the snap, and Mucci gets the first down. So,
Okay, let's go all the way.
at this point, if Hoosac scores, just pretty much what I've said for the past couple times in between these plays, that's more or less the game. Here's the handoff to Tatro again. He works his way back a little bit. He's on the near side. Tatro on the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds by Pareda. And it's all but inevitable at this point. And in some ways, this is almost more painful than the loss against East Hampton, or at least you thought you had it for a minute. This has just been a slow grind into the dirt. Tough way to do it, but, you know, when you go up against a 5-0 team, you got to expect a tough game, and I'm sure they did, but, you know, First and 10 from the 20. Hands it off, and flag on the play. There's Schreiber freezing on the sideline. False start on... Oh, we don't, hold on. He's reconsidering. You're getting clarification, I guess. Okay. False start on Hoosac. He didn't really signal either way. He signaled to the Redhawks first, and then he signaled back to Hoosac, and then held up a finger as if to say, wait a second, let me check. And then he never signaled anything else. So, but evidently it's on Hoosac. 1st and 15 from the 25. Kastner takes the snap, hands it off. It's the same play as before. And he's finally brought down as he worked his way to the sideline. That was Wicks, and Pareto was on the tackle. So, 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. 4 minutes left in the game. Hope is all but gone. Kastner takes the snap and hands it off to Tatro again. Tatro brought down. Big play by Colin West. Tripping him up. That's the best way to do it. So now it'll be 3rd down and quite a ways to go. 15. 3rd and 15 is what Hoosac's looking at. They're on the 25, though. So now, if they... Timeout called by the Redhawks. But what I was saying was it makes you wonder and start to see if they are going to go for it all, or if they're going to try and take a field goal, if they even have a field goal kicker. We'll have to see. They're going to take a quick break on the field, and so you're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm still Mason Smith, and it's 22-7. Jeez, 22-7. Hoosac's on top. There's 3:20 left in the game, and it's 3rd and 15 from the 25 for the Hurricanes. Here's the snap. Kastner's going to throw it, or look to throw. He's going way back, and he's under pressure. He might have to run it himself, and he will. He's brought down. Maybe gets 2 yards on that after running quite a ways back. So it'll be 4th down. And here we go. Now you're wondering, do they try and kick a field goal? Do they go for it on 4th and 13? I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Their coach has a lot of faith in the offense, as in well-placed faith in the offense. But at the same time, you're up by 2 scores. You could just kick a field goal. I saw their field goal kicker practicing before the game. He seemed to be getting them through the uprights pretty much every time. But they're going to go for it on 4th and 13. Would you look at this? Here's the snap. Handoff to Tatro. Tatro brought down almost, and Schreiber will finish the job. So Hoosac finally stopped on a 4th down. And there's 3 minutes left in the game. Frontier's going to get the ball on their own end of the field. And I say that dejectedly because there's not much hope for what they're going to do with it. They come out of the huddle and line up. Dredge takes the snap, and he's back to throw. There's a first. He's under pressure, and he gets it away. Incomplete. Not sure what Matthew Whittick was looking around for. He grabbed the ball after it was hit the ground and was just kind of looking around. That's 2nd and 10 now for the Hawks. Here they come out of the huddle. Couple receivers on either side. Dredge takes a snap. He's going to throw again. Got plenty of time. And Karen on the sideline. He couldn't bring it down. Some good defense by Hoosac, but he was there, and so was the ball. This is when you really need to start coming up with those plays. And Frontier just can't do it. Dredge signaling a play to his receivers. He takes the snap. He's throwing again. Under pressure, and he's sacked. He had just about 2 seconds to move around in the pocket. And a timeout is taken by Coach Dredge. 2:34 on the clock. Hoosac still up 22-7. They're going to take a quick break, and so you're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Who is that? Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. It's 4th and long for the Red Hawks, but they're going for it because it's the only thing they can do. Pretty much their last chance here. They need a conversion. Here's the snap to Dredge. He's back to throw. Under pressure, moving to the near side. Dredge still trying to find someone, and Burt is going to catch it. No, they're saying it's incomplete. Great effort by Burt, and a nice scramble by Dredge to try and keep the play alive, but it's going to come up to nothing, and the Red Hawks turn it over. So once again, Hoosac starts with absolutely phenomenal field position. With just about 2.5 minutes left in the game. Here they come out of the huddle. They're starting from the 17, looks like. Kastner takes the snap and hands it off. I think that's Hakes who took that. Yeah, Hakes. Will Hakes. Well, it's been a tough game for the Hawks. They'll have a long bus ride home. But definitely not as humiliating a score as many we've seen against Hoosac. I should have looked that up during a break. Maybe I will next time. Oh. It looks like the play was blown dead. Oh, and there's a flag from the back judge. False start on the offense. Hoosac committing another penalty. There was a lot in the beginning of this game. It kind of slowed down a little bit, but there's been a relatively consistent, regular amount of fouls when you disregard that first quarter kind of spurt where there, I don't even know how many there was. I'd say upwards of 5 probably. Not necessarily all on one team, but it was a little bit all over the place. Hoosac lines up. There's the snap. Fumbled a little bit, and Tatro nowhere to go. He's brought down for a loss. Third and long for Hoosac. And we're under a minute left in the game now. You got to give the Hawks some credit, though. They've been giving it their all for pretty much this whole game. 35 seconds left. Here's the 3rd and long. Handoff to Tatro. No blocking there for him at all. He's going to be brought down for no gain. Inbounds, of course. And I think that might just be it. The clock just might wind down at that. Yep. Hoosac's going to walk off the field, and that'll be it, folks. 22-7. Red Hawks lose, and they move to a 2-4 record. Against a 5-0, now 6-0 team. Not a horrible showing. They had a nice close match with them in the first quarter. Like I said earlier, a pretty horrible second and third quarter. Fourth quarter, they put up a good effort at the end of it all, but just wasn't enough to overcome Hoosac's just monster of a team. So they will had their only touchdown is going to be credited to Ian Burt, who's had an incredible season so far, and we're hoping to see some big plays from him at home in the next 2 games of the Red Hawks season, which is going to be the last 2 of the regular season. So another tough loss for the Red Hawks, 22-7. Good effort against the undefeated Hurricanes, but still the result remains the same. Well, that's about all there is to say. I've been Mason Smith. I'll be joining the team back on the bus in just a few moments, but we've had fun coming out here, and we hope to see you at home with the Red Hawks next games. One last time, 22-7. Red Hawks don't pull it off in the end, and they lose to the 6-0 Hoosac Valley Hurricanes. I've been Mason Smith. Thank you for tuning into Frontier Community Access Television. Have a great day.